Hello, my crafty friends. Welcome to my Coffee and a Card Live. It is Thursday, June 26th, 2025. I'm coming on at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, not on my normal day, not on my normal time, not in my regular schedule. Life is crazy, and yeah. So I am going to give you a quick update while I wait for some people to pop on here. Life has just been crazy. A couple of you were asking if I'm okay. I'm okay. I am frazzled, but I am okay. We are dog sitting for my daughter and her family. They have a 55-pound full-size schnauzer who's very strong and not used to being here. And our schedules are all turned topsy-turvy with having him here. His name is Togi. He's adorable. I'll try to post a picture here somewhere on my Facebook at some time so you can see him, because he is a cutie and he is so sweet, but he's strong and I'm weak and I'm not used to having a dog. So yeah, it has been quite the adventure for us. I'm going to just show you right now so you're not shocked when you get on the screen. So he has pulled me with his leash really hard, and I have scrapes and scraps and bruises and bumps. More bruises, they're everywhere. So don't be shocked. No one's abused me. I haven't gotten in a fist fight. I am all good. But he's just strong and he's not used to us, like I said. So it's been hard. We're keeping him in my husband's shop because he doesn't believe in high melody and inside animals. He likes pets, but they need to be outside. But it has been so hot, like 100 degrees with the humidity. So we have been keeping him in an air-conditioned shop, which is totally fine, except that it is disconnected from the house. And so I'll go out and take him out, and then I'll potty him, and then I'll play with him, and then we'll tether him for a while, but then we have to bring him in shortly and let him be in, and we're doing that all day long. And then in the middle of the night, a couple nights ago, he decided to bark at something. Something set him off, and it's the middle of the night, and we live in town. So it's 1 a.m, and I am going out to the shop to take care of Togi. And wow, it's almost worse than having a new baby. Hi, Lenny. Hi, Karen. He's a full-size schnauzer. And he is adorable, like I said. He is adorable, but he is wearing me out. And the heat alone, it has been so hot. Day after day has been wearing me down. And then we're also taking care of my daughter's house. So we're going there and watering all of her plants and her gardens and her trees and her bushes and her... Oh, it's almost never ending, guys. So they're not home for another 12 or 13 days. It's going to be a long couple weeks. Hopefully I will get in more of a routine and it won't be so hard on me, but that is what has been going on, and now you know the rest of the story. So let's move on. My name is Maureen Rufus, also known as the Crazy Stamping Lady. I have been an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator for over 28 years, and I love what I do. I'm here to help you find the joy of card making and paper crafting, to give you tips and tricks to make that easier and more fun for you, and to encourage you to send out your beautiful creations to make somebody else's day. The goal is to eradicate loneliness one card at a time. So please be sure to say hello to me in the comments. Let me know that you stopped by. If you're watching on the replay, let me know that also. I love to hear from you. As always, I will be drawing from all of the comments left and giving away the project we make today. So yeah, comment as much as you like. I love it. It gives me something to read and something to make me smile. Hi, Shar, glad you're here. Yeah, let me see if there's anything else I want to tell you. Congratulations to the winner of my last card, Karen Dixon. Thank you for watching and commenting, and that card went out to you. You possibly have it by now. I appreciate you sharing me, Karen. I so appreciate that. Any comments left today and tomorrow are the ones I will use to enter for the card we're making today. I think I forgot to say that. And then just a reminder, if you can share my video like Karen just did, that really helps my small business out. You can share me to your Facebook page, to a crafty page, to a crafty friend. You can email me somewhere. If you do that, let me know and I'll give you a bonus entry in today's drawing. Okay, let's get down to the table. This also made me sad. I don't think I posted it on my page here, but if you're my friend on my regular Maureen Rolfes page, they took one of our beautiful big trees down in our front yard this week because of disease, and it was getting hollow and they were afraid it was going to come down. The city took it down. It makes me so sad. I don't know if you'll notice from the view I have when I turn you around, but then in a couple weeks they're taking down our other big one. It's just sad. I love trees. To see them go down for any reason, it just makes me feel bad. But it had to be. We couldn't have it crashing down on the house or crashing down on someone walking by. So we had to take care of it. This is me, Maureen Rolfes, the Crazy Stamping Lady. I have my blog at crazystampinglady.blogspot.com. My email at crazystampinglady@gmail.com. My Facebook is facebook.com/crazystampinglady. My YouTube is under my name, Maureen Rolfes. And you can shop with me at stampingwithmaureen.stampinup.net. Hopefully I'm in the right place, because that's the other thing I've been telling you is going on. Facebook does not like to load my Crazy Stamping Lady page. And in order for me to see if I'm up and running, I have to reload it. So I just did that and it is not coming up. Eventually it will, but I think I'm in the right place. I think you can see what I'm talking about. Stampin' Up! Has a rewards program now. For every $20 order you put online, you will automatically receive 10% in rewards that you can apply to a future purchase up to a year. So it is a great program. All right, looks like my screen just came up here finally. Let me see if I am where I want to be. Oh yeah, that looks good. I think we're good to go. Okay, I got a couple cards to share with you today. The first one is from my friend Linny and Jeannie. They are from Michigan and they craft together every single week and they share their beautiful creations with me. And they sent me this beautiful card to Paul and I for our anniversary. And I love it. It is so pretty. It has my little brass butterflies on it, which just make me smile. Beautiful card, ladies. Thank you so much for thinking of this and sending this. I'm going to put it on my mantle with my other cards. And this one came from my friend Lori. I have mentioned her many times, from Prescott, Arizona. She is so faithful in sending me cards and keeping me up to date on what is happening in Prescott. And it is so appreciated. I love it so much. And every time I get a card from her, I just smile. So thank you, Lori, for this adorable little card. I appreciate it. Okay, guys. What else do I want to tell you? Lots going on. We are getting near the end of the month. 5 days, is that right? 1, 2, 3. 5 days, including today. And the June month will be over. So a couple important reminders as we're drawing to a close. The 30 Days in June scavenger hunt on my Facebook page here is still going on. You have through the 30th to check out all the posts, and they are numbered 1 through 30, or they will be by the 30th. Go to each day, like or love somehow, note one of those on the actual post, and then comment on each card. Any kind of comment will do. That you like the colors, you hate the colors, it's a great layout, you'd like to make that card, you love that set, whatever you want, but make sure you leave a comment. This is actually a challenge from Stampin' Up! And Friends, and it's just to help me get more engagement on my Facebook page. So by doing this, it's a win-win, because I'm going to have you do this, and then on the 1st, I'm going to notify you to send me in a picture of your answers. Hang on, guys, I'm picking up something here to show you. Of your answers to all of the pages that you found the inspiration for. And then I will draw from all of them that have 100% correct and give away a sampler pack of designer series paper. And there is a ton of paper here. It's not every single sheet. I've used a few, but I had 2 samplers left from when I did my sample packages, so you will get that. And then I am also going to then take anyone who didn't win that first drawing, along with anyone who didn't have the correct answers, and put them in a basket and give away another bundle of papers. So I hope you will consider joining. I think it's fun. It shows you how to look for inspiration in the catalog. It gets you looking in the catalog, which is what we're all about. And then you could win a prize. Actually, you could win one of 2 prizes. And let me tell you, I don't think there's going to be 100 people doing this. So your chances should be good. Right now, I think I counted like 12 people who have been active with this at all. So 2 of those 12 will end up winning a pack of paper. So come on, you guys, play with us. We would love it. Okay, my sketch challenge. This also ends the last day of the month, so it runs through the 30th. Here is the actual little sketch card that we are using to make your cards. This is the dimensions that I used on my card that I showed when I started this sketch challenge. This post is pinned in my Facebook group. So all you do is make your best card loosely following this sketch. And I mean loosely, just so somehow I can see you kind of had some idea from the sketch. It is a jumping off point. You could do it this way like I did. You could do it this way. You could do it this way. You could do it this way. You can do whatever you want with this sketch. It is yours. So please consider joining that. I think I only have 1 person who's put several out there, maybe 2, but not as much as usual. And I know it's summer and I know it's busy, but it's also hot. So stay inside and craft. And think about doing this, and I will send a prize to a winner, a lucky winner from everyone who participates also in my sketch challenge. And then the end of the month is the last day to get my free monthly card class. Every month for orders in that month that qualify, and a qualifying order is $50 or more, I send out a card kit and then I do a free online class the next month. So for this month, to get the 3 free card packets, you need to put in a $50 order. For 3 free card packets plus a bonus project, you need to put in a $75 order. For 3 free card kits, a bonus project, and a half a pack of an embellishment, you need to put in a $100 order. Most of this product will be retired. That's just the way I roll because it doesn't really matter. It's new to you and it's new product. It's just retired. And then any smaller orders will receive a handmade card from me as a thank you for your order at the end of the month, and all orders are entered into my monthly prize drawing. The class will be in July, and it'll be held on Monday, July 14th at 11 o'clock in the morning. And then the last big thing going on is our buy one, get one 50% off BOGO sweet sale. So it's our sweet sale. Buy any product from a suite and get the second one of any product from a suite at half price. You're going to get the lowest priced item as your half priced item. So just a tip, put in similar items. You don't want to go in and put in 2 bundles that are going to cost you like $40 each, and then 2 packs of embellishments that cost $8 each, because your 2 embellishments are going to be your lowest priced items. So way I did it, and I've told you this before, is I put in 2 different orders. I put in 1 order for my bundles and suites that I wanted, and then I had buy one, get one half off. And then I put in a separate order for the little things I wanted, like embellishments and ribbons and embossing folders that were in the suites. Now, we are at the end of the month, guys, so some of these things are not orderable right now. I had a couple customers say, hey, wait, I wanted that embossing folder. That's what happens with these sales. They sell out. So unfortunately, it's only what's available right now, but there is still a ton of product that is. So check it out. Anything from the current suites, whether they're online exclusive or in the catalog, counts toward this as long as it's currently available. And the catalog still going strong, but I don't think we're using much out of it today except maybe our embellishments. So I'm just going to move it on aside. So the first thing I'm going to show you is just to show you a new product. This product will be coming out in the next catalog in fall. So I think that starts August or September. I think September actually. I don't have those dates right in front of me, but Demonstrators had a special event called Creativity Now this past week, and we could order some of these products ahead of time and then take part in that event. And so I want to show you one of the stamp sets that is coming. And the reason I'm showing it to you is because when I show you samples at the end, I used this sentiment on my end samples. It's called Big Hugs for a Good Friend. I mean, it's not called that. It's called Peace on Earth. But that's what the sentiment said. So I thought I would show you this so that you would know where that came from when you see it. It has wonderful sentiments. Peace, love, and joy. Love, wishing you, sending you with deepest sympathy, peace on earth, heartfelt prayers, all the best in your new adventure. Big hugs for a good friend. So there's some wonderful sentiments here. I love when you see the set that goes with this, and I'm not going to show you that right now, but I will in the future. It has doves, and there's dove dies, and the doves are so beautiful, so beautiful. And I love that it can be used for either Christmas with the peace, love, and joy, and peace on earth, or any other time of year with these other sentiments. So it's a great way that they came out with these sentiments with this set this time. And then here is one of the cards that we made at that event. Super simple card, just with the deepest sympathy little sentiment here. Some of the new gems that are coming out, which are these little star type flower gems. They'll also be in the new catalog when it comes out in fall. And these beautiful papers, they're in there too. So I loved this card. It was so simple to make, and I actually made about 8 of them because I always need sympathy cards, and I had everything out to do it. And I just think it's beautiful. So just wanted to share that at the very beginning before we got going, so I wouldn't forget before I show you the samples at the end. All right, let me see what I'm doing. I'm doing good here. So here is the recipe for the card we're going to be making. You don't have to worry about this right now. I will bring it back out at the end with the finished card if you want to take a screenshot. And I will also post this with the finished card in the comments sometime today. So, and if I ever forget, please remind me. I have a dear customer who every now and then does, and I think she feels bad reminding me, but man, if I forget, remind me. It just means that I got busy and forgot, and I'm glad to do it, and I'm glad that you guys like these recipes. That makes me happy. So that is that. Okay, so the first thing I want to show you, let me pull out some stuff here, is this brand new embossing folder. It's so new that you can't even order it yet, but you can in July, which is right around the corner. It is called the Sunflower 3D Embossing Folder. And just look at that. My screen is a little delayed here, so I can't see how this is coming up. But hopefully you can see this. Open it up, and it's got these gorgeous sunflowers in here. It is so pretty, and this is one of our great big dies. So these are 6 inches wide by 8.5 inches tall. So you could do a half a sheet of cardstock and emboss the whole thing if you wanted with this sunflower. So pretty. I embossed mine ahead of time because it does take the large embossing machine, which I can't get up here on my desk very well. So let me show you how it looks embossed. Isn't it gorgeous? It's so pretty. The embossing is so deep on here, guys. It is gorgeous. And I love sunflowers. I love sunflowers. So we're going to be using this on our card today. I'm going to move this out of the way, but coming soon in July in our online exclusives, this will be available for you to order. And what else do I want to get out here? I'm going to get the rest of my card kit. So in this card kit, we have a white envelope, a base of peach pie, sorry, A2, 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. We have a layer of basic black that is 4 inches by 5 1/4. We have a layer of, I want to make sure I'm using the right ones. We have a layer of basic white And I don't know if I wrote this down or not, but this is for the inside of my card. It's 3.5 by 5. I don't think I did because I'm going to put it in there, but you really wouldn't need to on this peach pie. It's light enough that you could write on without it, but this is 3.5 by 5 inches, and I will be using it on the inside. And then I have a scrap of white for our sentiment. So we're going to do a couple things in preparation for this card. And the first thing I think I want to do is show you the fun technique we're going to use. I've seen other demonstrators do this, so if you watch other demonstrators, you've probably seen them too, because to me, it is amazing with this die. Now, it'll work on most any dies, and you can use it on any of them, but this one is just crazy how beautiful it is when I do this. And you know what? I might totally be lying to you because for some reason, how odd is that? The ink pad that I used for this has totally gone missing. Oh, I guess I put it away. Sometimes I get ahead of myself. Thought I was done, but I'm not. So we're going to use the Peach Pie ink pad. I have my glass mat here. I have my Wipe Up chamois close by because we're going to need it. And we're going to take this piece of embossed cardstock and color it with the ink pad. And we're just going to do that direct from pad to paper. So what I'm going to do is take my pad, and on this flatter end, not the end that has my color strip because that keeps the ink pad too far away from the end, but on the other end, I am just going to, I'm going to start on this side. No, do I want to start on that side? No, I want to start on this side. I'm just going to drag this down my paper. So I'm making sure that I'm covering the right side of this cardstock. Let me make sure I'm on screen. I'm going to start right off the edge and just pull this ink right down across my embossed folder or cardstock. Isn't that gorgeous? Now I'm going to flip it so I can do the other side. And I'm trying to kind of line it up, but I want to be sure they at least touch or overlap a little bit because I don't want a gap in the coloring. And I'm going to drag it again. Look how beautiful that is, guys. You're going to get dark in some areas, lighter in some areas. You can take your stamp pad and go back over if it seems too light in some areas and just add more if you want to kind of get rid of the lines. I'm not too worried about it. I think the lines make it beautiful. We're actually going to put a ribbon down here that's going to cover some of that where they came together, but I don't think it's necessary. But before we use this, and I think I am going to use this side, I do want to show you what happens if you flip it over and do the debossed side, so you have an idea for that too. It works just as beautifully, guys. Look at that. So once you do this technique, you can choose which side you like, the debossed or the embossed. And I think they're both beautiful. Now I have to decide today which one I want to use. I think I'm going to use the embossed side. But again, I will show you an example at the end where I use the debossed so you can see exactly how that is. But look how cool, look how fast that is done. Now I will tell you when you do that, I've done a couple cards with this pad. You can see it's pulling all of the ink from down here. So I can either re-ink this again and add a little bit of that peach pie ink to it and get that going again. Or I can just take like a credit card or a gift card and kind of spread some of that ink back down there. Because there's a lot of ink in these pads. So if you just do this a couple times, now you can see it's much more evenly spread out. This end still looks light. So if I feel it's necessary when I'm done here, I might go in and add some ink to it from my re-inker. But it is just a fun technique and very super easy to do. And the ones I did earlier are in 2 different colors, so you'll get to see those at the end if you stick around with me. Okay, so now I'm going to grab my chamois because you can see both my little gift card here is dirty, so I'm going to get my ink off there. And then also my glass plate has got ink on it, so let's get that all off of there so that we're not getting that onto the rest of our layers. I love this glass mat, guys. It comes with this chamois. It comes with a couple other little things. It is well worth the money. It is such such a great tool to have in your stash. It was one of those tools that I wasn't even going to get. I thought, oh, I don't need that. But once I did, I fell in love with it. So this is what I would say. It's a little more on the expensive side. So if you want to treat yourself, save your rewards for Stampin' Up. Just save them up order after order because you wouldn't have gotten them before. Save them up, and then when you get to enough, apply them and get the glass mat if you don't have one, and it will be virtually free, and I love that. Okay, so that's that. Let's stamp our sentiment. I'm going to bring my peach pie back out here, and the sentiment we're using today is Just to Brighten Your Day, and it comes from the Sharing, Loving, Crafting set. This is an online exclusive set. It has some great sentiments. Sharing what I love, loving what I do, just to brighten your day, happiness inside, crafted with you in mind. And then it has a handcrafted die that you could put on the back of your card and write your name under, and 2 of the Stampin' Up symbols here that have to be put onto any cards you might be selling per our angel policy. So that just tells people that these are Stampin' Up designs. So this is adorable. It's $18. It's an online exclusive. It's a great little set. I love it, and I try to use it. But this sentiment, Just to Brighten Your Day, can be used anytime, right? Who doesn't want to brighten someone's day? And I especially liked it because of the color and the sunflower. To me, that's all just happy, happy stuff. So we're going to use it on here. I'm going to use my To The Point label punch. And we're going to come in here and punch out that sentiment, centering it just like that. So that's going to go on our card. And then I pulled out one of my favorite ribbons again. It's our Black and Very Vanilla Gingham ribbon. It's on the last chance list for $5.60 a spool. It was $8, so it's reduced in price. It is only there while supplies last, guys. So if you love this as much as me, scarf some up now while it is still there. I had to get a couple extras because I can use this for so many things. It is absolutely one of my favorite ribbons. And today we're going to use one of my favorite techniques in coloring the ribbon so that it matches our card. So for the ribbon, I have a piece that is 6.5 inches long that I already colored ahead of time. And then I have a piece that is 8.5 inches, and this is going to wrap around our card, and this one is to tie a bow. So 8.5 to 9 inches is usually a good amount to tie a bow. I can usually do it with 8, but on camera that doesn't always work as well. So I think I did 8.5 here. And I'm just going to take my peach pie blend, and we're going to run it right down this gingham ribbon. Okay. Now it has a little bit of a white sewn edge on it, so you want to be sure that you rub it along that to make sure that completely picks up the ink. It's a little bit raised, and so it doesn't soak into it quite as well. Only takes a second to do that. Then I'm going to do my whole ribbon. I'm using my dark peach pie blend, but you could also use your light one. And then turn it over and just make sure that all of that edge got colored, because that's the part that might not pick up the ink a little bit. Looks pretty good, and I do see this end down here. I didn't quite get it down there. So that's all you do. It dries almost immediately, guys, because we're using the blends, which are alcohol markers. Again, I'm going to bring out my chamois, and the chamois wipes the alcohol markers also right off of that glass mat. So that to me is awesome. Such a wonderful cleanup tool. I love it. Let me see, I got a little water on there from the chamois, and I don't want that, so I'm just taking a paper towel to pick that up. Okay, guys, so there is our ribbon. Now this is dry and ready to use. Once you use the blends on your ribbons, they do get a little bit stiffer, which actually makes them a little easier to tie and to cut. So to me, I don't mind that at all. So let's put our card together. I'm going to grab my peach pie base and that piece of white for the inside. So again, this is cut down to 3.5 by 5, and I've showed this a couple times. But if you do a normal 1-layer down insert for your cards, you can get 4 of them out of a piece of cardstock. But if you cut them down just a little bit to 3.5 by 5, you can actually get 5 of these out of a piece of cardstock. So the way you do that is you just cut a strip with your cardstock going tall that is 5 inches over, and then you cut that apart 3.5, 3.5, 3.5, and you're going to have a little strip left over. And then what's remaining over here is already 3.5. So you cut that apart at 5 and 5, and again you have a chunk left over, but you get 5 inside layers for your cards. I think the size is great. It gives you plenty room to decorate, to write your sentiment, and it gives you a little bit more bang for your buck with your inserts. So now we have that piece of basic black, and this is, what did I just tell you it was? It is 4 inches by 5 1/4, and it is going to be completely covered up with this, okay? So I am going to punch a punch out of the middle of here. I'm not sure I'm going to use it or not. We'll see. But I'm just going to come in here and punch that out. And I'm going to see if I can get another one out of the other end, which I can. And that way I am just using up some of that cardstock. Now I have these 2 label pieces to use on this card or another card. It makes this more lightweight, so it cuts down on your weight for mailing. So to me, again, it's a great card saving technique. It makes your cardstock go longer. Can you hear the police going by? They're chasing somebody. Lots of noise out there today. Okay, so we're going to add this to the front of our card, centering it. Let's see if I can get it pretty centered here on camera. Maybe not perfect, but it's going to do. There we go. Okay, so that's that piece. Now, when I did this piece, I cut it a little bit larger than we needed it. So I cut it about the same size as this black layer. And the reason for that is sometimes when you're scraping your ink on, you might get a buildup of ink at one of the edges that you don't want. I know that's happened to me a couple times. It really did not happen on here, but I just cut it slightly bigger to make that not going to be an issue for me. And now I'm going to cut off just a little bit of it before we put it on our card. So on the end, I'm going to cut off maybe 1/8 of an inch or so. If that's not enough, I can always come back and cut off some more. I'm not really measuring. And I think on this side, it's a little lighter here, I'm going to cut off about the same amount. Okay, and then I'm just going to hold it up on my black and see what I think, if that's enough black or not enough black, or how I feel about it. And actually, I think I need a little bit more off on this side this way, so I'm going to cut off just a little bit more on there so that I have more black showing around the sides. I had quite a bit on the top and bottom, but not as much on the sides. There we go. I just want enough black to frame that piece and make it pop. And that's what black does. When you put black behind color like that, it really makes it pop. So let's get that out of the way. We do not sell those little cutters. I wish we did. We had them on a special once, and no longer do. I put it in the suggestion box all the time because I would love to have it come back. Now I'm going to add this ribbon to my card. And I'm going to cover up where my 2 strokes of ink come together and I have that little line. Again, to me this is very natural looking. You do not have to cover that up. For a lot of card designs there would be no reason. But what I'm doing today, it works, so we're going to do that. I'm going to take my seal on the top and the bottom here, or bottom and top, and we're going to lay this ribbon on there, right over where those 2 seams came together. I'll try to get it as straight as I can on the card. And then fold it over on this end, just like that. So now that ribbon completely covers it and you wouldn't even know I swiped it twice and had that line there at all. And then we're going to add some more seal, so I'm going to add it down this side. And because it is a 3D embossing folder, I'm actually adding it around all the sides of this card. A little more on top of our ribbon, so that sticks down good, and on this one too. And then we're going to add this to the front of the card. And that seal is sticky, guys. It is sticky, which is what we want. Okay, so let's come in here and try to lay this pretty flat, giving that little border of black all the way around the edge. And I'm going to give it kind of firm pressure on the edges to make sure that that seal adheres and is touching the base of black underneath it, just like that, and on the ribbons. Okay, so there we go. Look how pretty that is. Now let's see what I want to do with this. Do I want to add that? I didn't do the card just like this when I made the previous one, so let's see what I think. Do I want to add any of this? None of this? So you can add your punched out punches in the back to make it pop. You could do both of them and have them offset like this. You could do one at the top and one at the bottom. But what I think I'm going to do is actually just take this piece, and you've seen me do this before, and we're going to cut it in half. So I'm going to bring in my little cutter again, just because it's handy for the table. And this is about 1 and, let me make sure before I go on, about 1 3/4. Maybe not 1 1/4, a little over 1 1/4 on just this little strip here. So I want to do it about half of that. So what, 1 1/4 would be about 5/8. So right about here should be pretty good. I'm not going to stress about it too much. I'm going to cut it kind of in half, like that. And then we're going to put this on the back of our sentiment. So I'm going to add my seal down here and up here. And then I'm just going to lay this right onto the black, giving it a nice little border at the top and the bottom. So here's the bottom one. I want to get it straight so that the black underneath on the sides doesn't show. And if it does, you could always trim it, but I think I got that one. Let's see if I can do the same thing here. I'm going to lay this right on to there. And now that just makes our sentiment pop a little bit more. So let's add this to the front of our card. And to do that, I'm going to use some dimensionals. And we're going to add one on each side here. One there and one there. It's actually 2 on each side, isn't it? Sometimes I can't count higher than 1, I guess. So hope you guys are having a super great day. I'm hoping mine gets a little calmer. And I'm sure it will. Okay, just to brighten your day, we're going to place that down here right over our ribbon. So that's why I put these on the side, so that we can actually straddle that ribbon. And just put it onto our card. And then we're going to add a bow up here on the top. So I'm going to feed my longer piece of this gingham. Pull it up about even. And pull that tight into like a little mini knot. Trying to keep my sides a little even here. So if one seems longer, pull the other way until they're pretty even, because I want that ribbon to work with. I'm going to pull it into a knot, and then I'm going to just tie my bow right onto here. Now, like what I told you earlier, is once you've colored these with the blends, the ribbon does become stiffer and a little bit easier to handle. So now what I want to do is finagle this, because I obviously don't want those ends all weird. I'm going to just keep pulling it until I get this bow the size I want it. Just pushing down on the knot and pulling down on my tails. Whoops. And then pulling the bow back out. And just do that as many times as you need to until you've got your bow the size that you want it. I love making little bows. And like I said, they're so much easier to work with once I have used the Stampin' Blend on there. That's the name of it. So yeah. Okay. And then I'm going to grab my skips and we're going to just trim this down. So let's do this across here. And come on this side. Make it pretty even, hopefully. There we go. And there is our little bow. I love the gingham with the sunflowers. It just seems kind of country to me, kind of natural. I think it is so cute. Okay, guys, we need to add some bling. So I just bought these. I know you've seen me use them before with the new In Colors. These are the In Color flat pearls. Somehow or other, I don't know why, I didn't realize they also came in last year's In Color pearls. So I just got these. So these are last year's In Colors. It was the Shy Shamrock, the Summer Splash, the Pretty in Pink, the Petunia Pop, and the Peach Pie. And so I think I'm going to use these on here. I'm going to take one of the larger Peach Pie ones and put it somewhere down here. Where do I want it? Right about there, I think. I don't want it right on my dimensional, so that's why I went over to the left a little bit. And then I'm going to grab the medium-sized one and put it up here. And then the tiniest one, and I do love that these come in 3 sizes. I think that is so fun. It makes them really fun to work with. And I'm just going to place this one up here. Let's see. I think more on this petal that's got the ink on, so it shows a little bit more. So now we've formed our little triangle with that. And then on my envelope, I will most likely just stamp that same sentiment on there. So that is it, guys. That is our card for today. What do you think? I'm going to show you a couple more samples, so stick with me. But this is the one I will be giving away. So all of your comments put in today and tomorrow will be entered for a chance to win this card. And then watch for that embossing folder in the online exclusives in July, because I am sure it will sell out fast. Okay, guys, here is one of the samples I made. This one used Pecan Pie and Darling Duckling. I colored the gingham ribbon with the Darling Duckling, and I used the Earth Tone Shimmer Gems. These are also on the last chance list, and they're currently $6.80, so they were reduced from $8.50 to $6.80. And I used 3 of those on there for this card. And then the other sample I made was this one. And this one uses the Darling Duckling as my ink on here. Darling Duckling to color my ribbon. And then for my, and I also outlined my sentiment on this one. So this one was just stamped plain. This one was outlined, and today we made the little black borders. There's different ways you can do that. The gems on this card here with the Darling Duckling, which match so well, I think anyway, are the gold textured dots. And these are also on the last chance list. They were $8, they're now $6.40. So again, anything on the last chance list is only there while supplies last, so be aware of that. But these are both great gems. I am an embellishment girl. I love my embellishments. I have to scarf them all up. So these are on last chance list. Don't forget to grab yours. This one is in the annual catalog. It will be around for the duration of this annual catalog, or at least until the very end when things start running out. So yay to that. Okay, guys, 3 different samples, 3 different colors, 3 different looks. I'm going to pull these 2 out of the way and bring this one back over here. This is the one that I am giving away. Let me pull in my recipe. And if you want to, you can do a screenshot of these so that you have all of that information. Or you can just wait, and I will post this in the comments sometime today. When I'm done here, I have to run out and do a couple things, but then I will come back and make sure this is posted. Okay, guys, I think that is it. Thank you for taking some time to be with me. I hope you liked this and some of the tips and tricks I shared with you today. You also got a couple sneak peeks, which is kind of cool. Don't forget to leave your comments for a chance to win this card. You have at least till tomorrow night to be entered to win. I take any comments up until the moment I draw the next day. So you may have a lot more time depending upon when I get to it. Finally, I would love to have your business. If you're looking for Stampin' Up! Products, or if you just have questions for me, please contact me. I'm here to answer your questions and be your creative coach. Please feel free to reach out to me at crazystampinglady@gmail.com, and I promise I will get back to you. I am going to do my very best to be back here on Tuesday, guys. I had already told you I wasn't going to be on tomorrow, but Tuesday I will try to be here, and I hope to see you all then. Till then, have a wonderful weekend, and when I come back, the month will be over. So remember all of those end of the month things I just told you about, because Tuesday starts a brand new month. All right, guys, see you soon. Bye-bye.